Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? A lot of us, a lot of the time, when we're not so sure what's going on in our lives and we're not so sure about our decisions, we like a little bit of reassurance from the people around us because it makes us feel like we are doing the right thing and we are moving forward. And it's good to have that reassurance from people, especially when you are not doing well or you are pursuing a goal or you're struggling with something. It's just great to have someone acknowledge and appreciate your effort and see that this extends to a deeper level for other people, for some people. And we end up seeking validation instead of reassurance. Reassurance is making sure that you are on the right track. Validation is more of, am I good enough? Is this good enough? Things that have to do with the person specifically and their worth as well. And seeking validation can become dangerous because sometimes we feel like we can't make decisions without validation. We don't see our progress. We need constant validation that we are okay and we are doing the right thing. And that takes you away from your sense of self. That completely destroys your relationship with yourself because you have to be your own cheerleader. You need to take responsibility for the decisions you make every single day. And seeking validation in small amounts when it's just reassurance is fine. But if you feel every day that your worth needs to be validated, then you need to take a look at your self-esteem and your self-concept, which is the way in which you describe yourself and the way in which you feel about yourself. We seek validation when we are very doubtful about the situations in our lives, when we are very doubtful about ourselves, when we are very unsure of our future and what the next step forward is. But people who constantly need validation often have very low self-esteem and a very poor sense of identity because needing people to tell you you're okay all the time stops you from being able to rely on yourself and to connect with yourself. You are choosing disconnect with yourself. You are constantly worrying, am I okay? Am I doing okay? Is this good enough? Am I good enough? And that's what really breaks down your independence as well. And a lot of the time, and most of the time, seeking validation often points to insecurity because you are doubtful of yourself, you are not sure of yourself, you are not confident in yourself, and you need that constant validation to feel okay, to feel strong, to feel like you can move forward. But a person who constantly seeks validation often has a problem with emotional dysregulation, which means they have trouble balancing their emotions and also being able to identify what they're feeling and also manage the intensity of that emotion. So most of the time, people who are constantly seeking validation will not feel emotionally stable. They'll feel like every emotion that they have will be based on what another person says about them. And that's how you lose your worth and your integrity. Eventually, you just lose your sense of self. You just lose yourself in this constant need for validation that you're not aware of who you are anymore. You don't know what makes you happy anymore. You don't know what you're good at anymore. You don't know what skills you hone anymore. And you just lose who you are completely. And you will never be satisfied with things that you put work into. You'll never feel satisfied because you'll constantly have that need for people to say, well done, you are good enough. So you by yourself on your own cannot be satisfied with the things that you do in your life. And that's why it's so important to focus more on independence and acknowledging your own worth, acknowledging your own skills. And that's so important because without our worth, we are hollow shells. So don't seek validation. Make your own validation within yourself. Validate yourself. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. See you next time.